All right, my name is Aaron Rhodes, and you are listening to the Shuttlecock podcast. We're sponsored by the Vinyl Underground at 7th Heaven in Kansas City, offering new and used vinyl at 76th and Troost. Today on the show, we have Olivia Gibb from Warm Bodies. How you doing?
Hi. What's up?
What's up? Whoa, crazy, energetic intro. You are in town for a few days, and you've got the Warm Bodies release show coming up for the LP. And yeah, are you excited to be back in town? Did you miss Kansas City after being gone a few months?
Yeah, I guess I'm excited to be in town. I moved to St. Louis in April, and I haven't been living in Kansas City since October, pretty much. So I haven't really been a resident here for half a year. But I've been here a lot, and sleeping on people's couches. So I don't know. I don't really think I missed it, to be honest. But it's really nice to be here. It's cool. I'm enjoying myself. Having a relaxing little vacation. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah. Are there any do you think there are going to be any bands or any restaurant? I know you'll be visiting often enough, but are there any certain little bits of Kansas City you'll end up missing when you don't visit as much? Or oh no, it's all pretty lame.
No, it's not lame. I'm just thinking. Yeah, there are things that I'll miss. There are people that I miss. And I don't know. There might be some restaurants that I miss, but I don't know. I was really ready to leave Kansas City. Not that I dislike it very much. I lived here for 8 years, and I think that was enough. I think I'm very excited to be living in St. Louis and really embracing that a new chapter, I guess, in my life. So yeah, I don't know. I like you said, I'm here a lot, so I'm not gonna miss anything for too long if I do,
And you told me a while ago that you hadn't even planned on staying in Kansas City permanently at all. So
did I?
I think so.
Okay.
Was that the case?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know when I said that.
Okay, maybe I misremembered that.
No, it could be. I could have said that. I just don't remember.
But what it did end up drawing you to St. Louis in the end?
My partner lives there, and that's the 100% the reason why I'm moving there or moved there. But it's also really cool. There's a bunch of cool people there. It's an affordable city. It's different enough from Kansas City to make me want to live there. And that's it. That's why.
And so I guess we could rewind a little bit from where you are right now, but you went to school for visual arts, right? And you grew up in Oklahoma?
Yes.
Yeah. So did you go to KCAI, or were you going to school in Oklahoma?
Yeah, I went to KCAI in 2010 and graduated in 2014. So that's what drew me to Kansas City, is that it was the only college I got accepted into. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm moving here and going to college. So that's why I came here. And I just grew up in Oklahoma City, went to high school there, whatever,
And so what were some of your main focuses when you were in school?
I studied printmaking, and I got my BFA in printmaking, and that was all right. It was fine, and I think a lot of the work that I did in college that I really liked was collage work. I got really into using photocopiers to make art and manipulate imagery. So So yeah, just like screen printing and like making dumb collages. I was doing that a lot in college.
I guess the photocopy work kind of lends itself to like ending up doing like punk flyers and stuff. So I guess that made it easy to jump into some of that stuff when you were getting started with Warm Bodies and everything.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, maybe not, but
In a roundabout way, yeah.
But what was like your first real interest in art, like when you were a kid or like growing up or anything?
I've been making art like since I can remember, like since preschool or like since I was a baby. I don't know. It's always been a constant in my life. Yeah, I remember like being in preschool and like I have this really vivid memory of drawing a bicycle seat and being like, wow, I drew a bicycle seat. This is really cool. And I'm like, I'm 4 and I like this. This is like groundbreaking for me as a 4-year-old drawing with it like a crayon, but it was really cool. Yeah, I've always made art and I've always been encouraged by my family to do that, which is really cool, and I'm very fortunate to have that support system.
Yeah, and I guess like I feel like it's something that even gets like lost on a lot of people within like art and music and everything. But like you mentioned, like, yeah, I like that bicycle seat, so I drew it, and like that's something like I think a lot of people like put even like too much meaning or like kind of like thought into some of their work, and like there's nothing wrong with just like drawing things you like or like writing a song about whatever. So yeah,
it literally doesn't matter. Like it's like making, I guess like for me, like I just get so much joy out of making stuff. Like I don't know, that's more important to me than like maybe like the end product. It's just nice to like do like exercise that part of me and just like do anything, I guess.
It's like the process and the journey sometimes is a little more important than where you end up.
Yeah. But when it's really good at the end too, that's also nice. Yeah. You're like, oh cool, I didn't waste my time. Just kidding.
So were there like any specific like artists or even just like kind of styles and movements that you really gravitated towards like as a kid or a teenager or before you like went to school?
Not really. Like when I was a kid, I wasn't really like aware of like famous artists besides like Picasso, you know, and in high school, I didn't like looking at other artists' work because I was afraid that I would copy them and I wouldn't be original, which is stupid because it's cool to like other things. So I didn't like really have like a famous artist growing up. But I liked, I don't know. I liked different types of like art making. I was like, I like woodcuts. So I guess I probably like saw some like artist woodcuts somewhere, but I don't like, there wasn't like an artist that I particularly liked that I can think of. But if I do, I'll let you know.
But so I guess like a little more exciting to you was like the idea of working with like all these different kinds of formats rather than just like people who had made art before, like.
Yeah, definitely. And like I just didn't even know like how to like look it up or like where to look or anything. Even though, like, I mean, I grew up, like, in the 2000s. Like, I could Google it. But, you know, I don't know. I've never been good at doing my research on, like, anything.
Did that make art school a little tough?
It did, actually, for like, the first year and a half. I was, like, a really bad student. I had this mentality in high school that, like school's stupid, learning sucks, I'm just gonna like fuck off, and like that carried over into college, and I learned really fast that that's like stupid. And then like I was like, oh wait, yeah, learning's awesome, and like art history's cool, and I'm paying a lot of money to be here, so I need to like try, and that's like that's better in the end, and more fulfilling, I think.
And I guess I was gonna end up asking this later, but I guess this would be a good time. But like, are there still like a lot of different like media and formats that you really do want to try out within art?
Oh yeah. Yeah, like endless, countless. I mean, anything's possible. Like right now, like the past like 2 years, I've been mostly doing ceramics, and that's something that I don't really have that much experience with, or like I took a semester-long ceramics class in college, and then I took ceramics classes in high school, but I never did ceramics. I thought they were stupid. So I would always draw during ceramics, which is like, I'm like hitting myself now, because like ceramics are fucking awesome. It's like my favorite thing to do. And like, I was just like in a totally different place back then. But my ceramics teacher in high school, Mr. Sweeney, was like my mentor, and like is a good friend now. So it's fun to like to like go visit him and be like, hey, look what I'm doing what you do. So that's cool.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of have a similar experience. Like, I didn't hate like photography in high school. Like, I signed up for the classes, but like I was just completely awful the whole time and refused to really try super hard.
Yeah.
But like now I do more like photography work than most of my classmates like in my career. So it's always kind of funny. Like, hey, teacher, I'm doing kind of cool stuff now. Isn't that weird? Yeah,
it's cool. It's funny because I never really expected to be going towards that avenue, but it's like now that I'm on that path, I want to stay on it for a long time because it's really, really fun and fulfilling.
Yeah. And like you had said, like you thought ceramics was just like stupid until a certain point, and I guess that's
I had no interest, and then I just did, and I was like, oh, I want to do this. I like signed up for this class in college because I wanted to like work. I wanted to like make stuff with my hands, but it ended up being I wanted to like make pinch pots and like just like stupid like gunky things, but it ended up being like a wheel throwing class and a mold making class, and the wheel throwing was fun, but it didn't really like do that much for me. It was very meditative, like manipulating like a thing of clay like on a wheel, and it's really beautiful how it works, but it didn't like really do it for me. And then the mold making section was kind of boring, and I wasn't really into it, and it was really technical. But now that I know a little bit more, I'd like to like try it again, because I have ideas that I think would work for mold making, which is like casting something and like pouring like slip into like a mold, and you could like make a mold of that bottle and it would look just like it, which is cool. But at the time I just like really wanted to like use my hands more, and I didn't get to. So like after that, I took that class my senior year of college, and after that I was like thinking about it for like 3 years. I was like, I want to do clay. I want to like build clay and like with my hands, like make pinch pots and just like hand formed things. And so I finally did. It took me like 3 years after I graduated to like take a class at the Kansas City Clay Guild and like familiarize myself with clay. And then since then I haven't stopped. Sorry, I just like went on a tangent.
Oh, what is your process right now kind of like when you do ceramics? Everything I do, I've made with my hands, so I don't use a wheel or like use any molds. Yeah. So everything's hand built. Yeah, you can kind of tell because there are like kind of a lot of weird shapes too.
Yeah, and there's like my like thumbprints and everything, and they're like kind of lumpy, and nothing's like really perfect, which I really like. I think it's like very attractive. Like it's like inconsistency and like all the mistakes that happen and like things that are a little bit out of your control. So yeah, it's like that makes it easy for me because when I lived in Kansas City, I just worked out of my apartment at a desk, like that was just like in the corner. And then I had a community center, the Kansas City Clay Guild, that I would drive my stuff to and get it fired. And now in St. Louis, I'm working in the attic of the building that I live in. And it's a similar setup, but I don't have electricity or plumbing or any lights or anything. So I just like sit by a window and I have a desk and I make the pinch pots and I have like a bucket of water that I carry up and I just work by the light of the sun and it's really cool. Mm-hmm. I really like it. And it's really hot, but it's nice.
But actually, like, where I was going to head was just, like, a dumb comment I had. I was just like, you thought ceramics was dumb, and you thought, like, the process of, like, researching and learning all this stuff was dumb, but, like, then you just came to like it, and you're like, I'm like, I just think that's kind of growing up. Yeah. Like, you think things are stupid, and then you're like, hey, these are actually cool. I'm
going to say, I don't think researching is dumb, and I never did. I'm just not good at it. Yeah. Like, I don't, like, there's a, like, part of my brain like isn't made to do that, or I think it's not. So I feel like I'm bad at it. So I feel like I don't want to do it, or I don't think about doing it. But I don't know if I ever thought it was dumb. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, yeah. I don't honestly don't know really a ton about like kind of the visual arts world and like how like art shows and exhibitions and everything works, but like does the fact that you don't really enjoy, well, like might not like, okay, maybe you do but like doing a lot of like writing about your work and stuff, like has that like prevented you from like getting your work in any different settings? Because you do sell like you just end up selling a lot of your stuff on like your website or at like shows and stuff. So. Yeah,
I do. I like writing I've had like a terrible relationship with like trying to like I'm like really, or I have been really bad at writing my whole life and really afraid of it. And tell me if I'm not like, if I'm just like walking around your question no. or not. But yeah, it's like even in college, I was like I had like such bad writer's block. I couldn't like even write papers. I would like have to like have my roommate like basically write my papers, and we'd have to talk about everything. And like I wasn't like cheating in college, but like it was like really, I like needed serious help because I couldn't like formulate my ideas on the paper. I just couldn't do it. Like I just didn't think I was like smart enough, or like I don't know what was going on, but like the whole like academic part of like art and the art world has never really like jived with me, because like I don't really like writing. I don't ever want to go back to college or like get an MFA, because I don't want to like write bullshit papers I don't care about. And like I just like I don't like it. But that being said, I'm more comfortable writing now. Like even like I've done like several interviews. I think I was telling you about earlier that like through like email, and like that has like really loosened me up. Like trying to talk about myself and my work in like when I like write these interviews out, I just pretend that I'm talking, and that's helped me like better articulate my ideas. And also like singing in a band and writing lyrics was so helpful in like getting over that writer's block, because like I never thought I could like write a song or like write lyrics or like have that like I didn't think I was capable like making like poetry or anything, because like I don't like writing very much. But like now it's like really easy, and I like writing songs. It's not easy, but it's easier, it's less daunting. And that's really cool. But back to like like what opportunities and like writing and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess I think like I don't think I really I don't actively like try to be in like gallery shows unless someone asks me, because I don't really want to put in the effort towards like applying to like an open call or anything, because I just don't feel like it. And I think art shows are kind of boring, to be honest, and whack. But I'll still do them. That'll
be my clickbait headline for the show. But no, yeah. So I guess in the end, like you are like, I guess the way that you work with your art oftentimes kind of ends up being like the way that like it's all pretty DIY, like kind of the same way that like punk shows end up being. And I guess that's a
yeah.
I'm saying there, but
oh, okay, yeah, or like getting a website and like putting stuff on it and selling it, right? Is that what you mean? Or
yeah, I
don't know,
just
or
like the fact that you're not really seeking out like higher approval and
yeah. But that being said, if a higher approval wants me, if like an A+ art show wants me to be in it, that's fine. They can ask me, and I'll like be like, sure, that's cool. But I don't really care. Yeah, to put like the energy towards it. Yeah, just what you said. Sorry.
No, yeah, and kind of the same way. Like I don't know. Like I'm guessing like Warm Bodies never really just like have tried to like get on big like venue shows or like big tours or anything. Like has that been something the band's ever really gone for?
Yeah, I think so. Like we tried to go to Europe and we did. Like we like asked, we like looked for someone to book our tour. I mean, like no one asked us to come, I don't think. And like, I mean, I think we've asked to be on fests too, and they were like, yeah. So we were like, cool, all right. But also like, it doesn't like matter if we don't do something. But yeah. But
having said that, like you find it difficult at times, like talking about some of your visual art and stuff. I was going to ask like for like maybe some notes on like some of like your different like series and stuff, and if you don't have much to come up with, that's all right.
No, let's talk. I'm fine with it.
I was looking through your website and everything. So I saw you had a couple different like series back in 2013, which were called Planet Olivia and Lovesick Sweetness.
Yes.
And those are both like kind of, well, it's mostly drawing. It's like, are both those kind of drawing like graphite maybe, or I don't know.
Lovesick Sweetness and Planet Olivia. Yeah. Those are either collages or drawings based off of collages. But they're both they're both like self-referential like series. And yeah, cuz when I was making these collages, it was really important for me to like to recycle and repurpose my own work, because that was like the only way I liked doing collage, I guess. Because before I started making collage work, I really didn't like it, because I had just like thought like equated it to like people cutting up like National Geographic and like gluing like a tiger's head to like a leaf or something. And like I was always kind of like, man, that's kind of dumb, I don't like that. But then when I started doing like making collages, I the first time I did one that I liked, it was with like photocopies of my own drawings, and it felt right to do that for me. So from then on, I was like into like referencing myself and like my own work and like seeing how far I could take it, like with like a photocopy machine. Because when you copy something over and over again, it slowly abstracts the image because of like a dot pattern thing that does something, I don't know. And so those like the series Love Six Sweetness is, I got confused for a second, is based off of 4 collages that are about this big each on a piece of paper that are this big, and it's 8 portraits that I made when I first started collaging, and then I blew them up and made drawings of them with pencil. And then the other one, what was this other one that you mentioned?
Planet Olivia.
Planet Olivia was a series I did, that feels like so long ago. I did that for La Cucaracha Press, which later became A.D.D's prints, I believe. And that was a series of work I did for them because they had just gotten their very first risograph machine, and they wanted to print artist books, and I did it in conjunction with Ashley Hammond, who's another good artist that is from St. Louis and has lived in Kansas City briefly, and now is back in St. Louis. And we made that. It was like
the visual communicator.
The visual communicator. And so I knew about that, so I made this series of landscape collages for that, but they're all like self-referential, using like a lot of prints that I made because I was in college, so I was like making lots of like screen prints or like linoleum prints or like block prints, and I really liked the way that the photocopier made copies of like etchings or like a lithograph, and how it like kind of like tweaked these like really like refined like printmaking processes, and I thought it was really cool because like you're just like taking this really nice print and like slamming it into a photocopier and using like this like piece of paper that's like worthless, you can just throw it away, and I liked using that stuff and like looking at that more than like the prints. I'm not really sure what I'm talking about. So yeah, like during that time I was doing a bunch of stuff like that, and like those are both collage series. And they're really good. I really like those. Yeah, those are cool. And
I guess it's like been a theme, like maybe not even a theme, but like an element of like a lot of your different kind of series and like kind of phases in your visual art. But like, and it's kind of dumb for me to point this out maybe, but like there are lots of faces in your work. Like not everyone really like gravitates to that kind of thing, but I was kind of wondering like what often like inspires you to work with a lot of faces.
I don't know. I've always drawn faces. They've always like felt easy for me to draw, and I've always really thought that they like were very like telling like of like the human nature and like human spirit and whatever. And I've been drawn to them like since like I've been drawing, I guess probably since like high school when I like drew more seriously. And yeah, it's kind of been like, it's something that I really like and like love to do is like portraiture. And I always felt like I was good at it, but it's also something that I've used as a crutch for a long time. Or at times. I don't think there's a problem with just drawing faces. I think that you should do whatever you want. But that fixation on faces has like made me feel like I needed to branch out. So like I've like this past like 2 years I've been like trying to draw like more full figured people like head to toe, because I've always been like really intimidated by drawing bodies just because I didn't think I was good at it, and I didn't think I like could do it technically well. Like when I was in high school, I would draw like portraits from like 17 magazine, like photorealism, and I was like really into that. And I thought that to be a good artist, you had to like be really like good at drawing. So like back then, like I just like developed this thing where I thought that I couldn't draw bodies because I like didn't understand how to like draw like an arm. Like I just like it didn't click with me. So then, like, that's, like, carried over, like, 10 years, and now I'm like, well, that's dumb. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to draw bodies, and if they look like shit, if, like, my art looks bad, I don't care. I'm just going to, like, do it and practice it, and it's okay if it never looks like a real representation of an arm, because I think it might be better if it doesn't. It's got to be, you know? Like,
yeah, and the last of the series I kind of was looking at on the site was I Feel Mysterious, which is like, I think that was like around the time I had met you and when you started Warm Bodies, because I remember I got one of the like little like booklets of some of those, like what really kind of like what was really inspiring you and what we were working with. Like I think you made like a little zine out of some of like the work in there.
Oh, yeah, maybe, but I don't remember what. Like what? I don't think I made a zine in conjunction with that show, but I think I might use some stuff from a zine, from that show in the zine.
Okay.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Like, I don't know, just do you have any like notes on like what was inspiring you for
that body of work? Yes, I do. That was my first body of work that I made after I graduated college. I'm trying to think. That was in like 2015, I think. And a lot of that work was made using Xerox transfers and linoleum stamps that I had made. And so I like found out how to make Xerox transfers, which is like you take like a photocopy and lay it down on the paper, and then you rub acetone on top, and then you like go over it with a spoon really fast, and it like transfers this image onto the paper, like this photocopy, but it's like embedded into the grain of the paper. And I thought that was like really cool. And then I like started carving all these stamps of just like shapes, and I thought they were really, really cool. And so I like combined them, and then I like drew. So I used like these transfers and these stamps to like on a piece of paper to like kind of form like this framework for bigger drawings to be made on top of it. So I was using these stamps and transfers as like anchors to make like these bigger drawings on a piece of paper.
And I kind of wasn't.
Go on.
Like I was looking at those and like I saw like the little figures that were made out of the stamps. I'm like, I couldn't tell. I'm like, are these like stencils that she had like placed on there? But yeah, they're just like linoleum stamps.
And I made a series, and they're all I guess like mostly of like figures, and they're kind of abstracted, and it was really fun. I was really just trying to like explore like these two processes like working together, and it was summer and it was really hot in my house, and I don't know, I think maybe it was like a response to my environment or something, or it might just be making that up for the interview. I think I just liked making the drawings. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it was really cool. I like that series too. That was really fun.
And you had mentioned that you did some of your print work when like you were at La Cucaracha, which kind of turned into Oddities at some point. But I think La Cucaracha is still a thing, but he might have just split from what Jordan was doing.
They're separate now.
But so did you know Jordan and everyone then? Like I'm kind of wondering when you met everyone from like Oddities and Warm Bodies.
I met Jordan and Danny like before I moved to Kansas City, actually. Like I went with a group of people to see Ice Age in Lawrence, Kansas in 2010, I think. It was like maybe the summer before I moved to Kansas City. And Dark Ages, which is Jordan's old band, played the show. Were you there?
I wasn't at that show. I am a big Dark Ages fan.
Yeah, I know you are, yeah. And so I like went up to see the show from Oklahoma City, and I had like these zines I made. And I like saw them at the show, and they were like doing like at some merch table or something, and I just like, I think I like gave them a zine and like introduced myself. And maybe told them I was moving there. I don't know. You have to ask them. But that's when I met them. And then I went the weekend that I moved here, or the week in 2010 that I moved to Kansas City. I went to a show at the Studded Bird, and I like saw Jordan again. And I think we talked about like some printmaking thing he was doing, or like, I don't know what it was called, because I don't think it was La Cucaracha, but it was something like Arts Incubator or something. And don't quote me because I don't know. I don't remember what these like actual names are. But then I talked to him again, and then like after a year or two, he had like opened La Cucaracha. And I like came in, I was like, I want to be your intern, blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, that's how I met Jordan and got involved with like had like started a relationship with like A.D.D's prints, I guess. And it helped like being like both being into punk and like seeing them at shows. So like that helped us become friends, like after the internship, because we had this like other thing in common. And yeah, I met Ian like at a show. I met Ian on the release, the day of the release of Visual Communicator by A.D.D's prints, or I mean, I guess La Cucaracha. Yeah. I don't know.
Was that like remember. A Mills show?
It was a Mills show, but there was an after show that night at the Dollhouse, or it was maybe called something else back then. And I met him there. That's when I met Ian, was that night. I remember that. And I met Gabe somewhere like at some show. I don't remember the exact day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure Gabe will be pretty upset.
Gabe's just been around for a long time. And
yeah, but like either like I'm just a dummy and I like had not like met you until Warm Bodies, or like were you going to like a lot of DIY punk shows?
I've been going to shows since I moved, since 2010. Like semi consistently, I think. Yeah, a lot of people didn't really talk to me. Like when I like those like few years, I felt really alienated in like going to shows. No, it wasn't you. But yeah, so if you didn't know me or whatever, that's fine. I didn't know you.
Your loss.
It is.
No, yeah, and
cool. It's your loss too.
And no, yeah, and like the scene was, I feel like maybe at least a little bit clickier back in that time period too.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna like as someone who's like kind of like concretely part of the scene at this point, I'm not gonna be like our scene is super good now. But
no, but it feels like a little bit more open, and like I don't know, like there's always like weird shit going on in punk scenes and like stupid drama and like whatever, and like I don't know, but yeah, I used to go to shows a lot and just feel like oh cool, like I don't know who to talk to, or like I just like say hi to someone, they just like talk, like think I was like some like idiot. And like I think like people didn't like art school kids too, like punks like never like art school kids.
Oh yeah, there are plenty of songs about that too.
I know, which is funny because like it's all stupid and it doesn't matter, and like making like doing like punk stuff is like it's just as stupid as going to art school, and it's like all art and it's all like the same thing. It's just like making stuff and it doesn't matter. I just like always like I just always thought like the punks are like just as dumb as like the kids that go to art school. I don't know. It's all like stupid.
Yeah.
But still, when I go to shows now, I feel like, I don't know, like who, like, I'll like just stand there sometimes and not, I don't know who to talk to or like what to do with myself. And that's like very real. It always has been for me. That's why I always like booking shows, because I always had something to do. Yeah. Or like, I would be like, oh cool, I can like run door. I don't have to talk to anyone. I can just like ask people for money and walk away. And then like, I don't have to like have this like anxiety, because like I have like a job that I'm doing, which is like helping support these like cool touring bands, which is good. So yeah.
No, yeah, and I think like either when I had interviewed Ian or Gabe before or somebody had told me that like they like starting Warm Bodies, like it was mostly just like they were putting this band together and they're like, hey, Olivia would be a good singer, and like maybe you hadn't even like outwardly been like super interested in starting a band at that point.
I think I asked to be in the band.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't think I could do it, and I wanted to challenge myself. Because I'm not a musician. I don't like I don't know how to play any instrument. I was really afraid of writing. Really afraid to perform. I found that really scary and like impossible. And I was like, well, I don't know why I thought, because like given all that stuff, I probably shouldn't have been in a band, but I just like volunteered myself one day. And I remember because it was me, Jordan, and Danny. Me and Danny were drawing in her studio, and Jordan was talking about starting this band with Ian and Gabe. And I was like, can I sing in it? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, oh, okay. And then like it actually happened. It like became a thing, and then it happened, and now it just is what it is. So yeah.
How far do you think you've progressed with like performance anxiety?
Now it's like way different. Like when we first started like playing, I would throw up before every show, and I would get really bad diarrhea. Like every show, I couldn't eat before we played, because I knew I would just throw up because I was so scared. And the first time we ever played was a really crazy experience for me, because it all happened so fast, and I was just like trying like so hard to like do my part and do it well, and I was just so scared. I was like shaking, and then it happened. I think it was probably like a 10-minute set, and then it was over, and I was like, wow, that was insane. It was like an out-of-body experience, and it hasn't ever felt that way since that first time. It's gotten easier ever since, and now like it's a point where like I get bored a lot. Like if I feel like the energy in the room doesn't work for me, I feel like I need to do something to make it, or like I feel I like get mad and like I don't know, I feel like I like perform differently, and I think I have more fun now. I like there are a few shows we played like last summer where
like the Downtown Boys show, maybe. Like,
yeah, that show was so awful. It wasn't a bad show. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, it was a different energy than you.
It was just like used to, awful. Yeah. I hated it. I hated being there. I hated performing, and I was like, this is fucking awful. So I was like, all right, I don't care what I do. I'm just gonna like do whatever I want, because I just hated that whole atmosphere, and like no diss on you, but there are like 5 photographers in the front row, and like I was like, this is whack, this is so dumb, I can't like be around them. And yeah, that was like a breaking point for me, like, and like a few shows beforehand, I think. And yeah, so like since then I think we've been like, or maybe I've been performing like a little bit more creatively, if not just to just to like stir things up for myself, because like I don't know what to do. I don't want to like be in a band and just like stand there or like I don't know what to do. I gotta do something.
I guess I haven't really talked in depth to anyone in the band about like how the actual shows in Europe went, but was that like a good energizer for you at all, or like what kind of energy did you run into playing in Europe?
Man, our shows in Europe were all over the place, which is fine. Europe was crazy. The whole tour was it was very challenging for me because I got really sick. I had like a swollen tonsil most of the time and was like on the verge of losing my voice a lot, and then like having like this like weird tonsil, and then like getting sick, and then like getting a little bit better, and then like getting like sick, like colds, like again. It was like the whole time. Sorry, just like burped. And so like performing was difficult at times, but like we had our shows were like we played this show in Leipzig, Germany. And it was probably our craziest show, and it was completely bonkers. There were like lots of young people there at the show, and there's like I guess what I'd heard is that not a lot of young people like go to shows in Germany, but there were like lots of young kids there, and they were like stage diving, and everyone's going crazy, and there were like 200 people there, and it was wild. But like I was like sick. I was like I had like my voice was like somewhere else, and I had to like sing like 2 octaves lower, and I was just like having the worst time, but it was like the craziest show. So like performing was like awful. I hated it. I was like, I can't wait to be done with this. But then at the same time, I was like, this is insane. This is so cool. And it was just like heartbreaking because I was like, this fucking sucks. I'm in Europe and I'm like super sick and like not in a good headspace. But it's like really like crazy and fun, but then like I feel really bad and awful. And then so like we played a show like that, and then like the next day we played like a show in like some weird college town, and like 10 people came. But then like we like had like but Warm Bodies just like played crazy and like did all these dumb things, and it was like really fun. So like we'd have like all these different, every show was like a different experience. I could talk about it for a long time. I don't know if you want me to.
I'm down for it. But I guess so. What other shows do really come to mind when you think
from Europe?
Yeah.
I think the funnest show, or one of the 2 funnest shows we played was in Bilbao, Spain, which is in Basque country. And that was like one of the funnest shows. We played with like some good bands, and like a lot of people went crazy during our set, and it was just really fun. Like a lot of the people we met were really cool. So Bilbao, if you're listening, I like you. And we played our second show, or our first show that we played in Milan was crazy because we played in like the basement of this like really old building, but the basement was really small and it looked like a like tombs or like catacombs, or like kind of medieval. And the room that we were playing in was like really, really teeny, and there were like 10,000 people there in this like really small basement, and it was like everyone there like went nuts, and it was just like a really like crazy like way to like kick off our European tour, and that was a fun show, but it was weird too because I just felt sick. And we played a show in I'll probably like mispronounce this, Ilustra Bistrica, Slovenia, and that was our second day of tour, and that was one of my favorite shows because it was in this like small village of like two less than 2,000 people or something, and it was just like this like old gym like building, like a gym owned building. I don't know, but anyways, it was just like this like little weird bar in this like really small town in Slovenia, and it was just like kind of it like I like realized we were in Europe. I was like, oh shit, like I'm in like Slovenia in like in the middle of nowhere, and this is really cool. And our set was like really silly and fun, and like I think people like weren't expecting us to like be how we were, and it was fun. And our
probably
host,
heard just like, oh, there's a punk show in town.
Yeah.
This might be cool. And then you're like, warm bodies.
Yeah. Our hosts were really nice and awesome, and it was just like a very welcoming experience. But then we would like play a show, and like everyone just stood there and like didn't care, and it was like not fun. Like we played like this giant show in Berlin, and like no one moved around or like seemed like they didn't like it. And I was like, cool, thanks. But then like all these people bought merch. It's just like really weird. Like every place is different. Every country has like the people like are so different, have their own like mannerisms. And yeah, it was really eye-opening experience. I'm glad I got to go.
I guess that's kind of like a thing that happens on a lot of tours. Like you go to like the big cities like New York, Los Angeles, Paris, London maybe, and like it's not the best show, but then you go to some like weird small town and you have a great time. Yeah,
it's weird. Our Paris show was actually really fun. But our van like broke down in like the center of Paris, like on the sidewalk where we had parked it, and like we had to pay like 300 euros to get some dude to like jump it, because like no one at the show like owned a car or like could like jump our car for us, and it was like really silly. Like just like so expensive. But yeah, there are lots of like mishaps and like lessons learned and stuff, but it was cool. I'd go again in the summer when it was warm, and then when I wasn't sick.
Did you get to do a lot of like sightseeing outside of the shows and stuff? Not
really. We had a few days off. We had a day off in Antwerp, and it was like downpouring the entire time, and we did our laundry. It was like really cold. But yeah, we saw like lots of I really liked driving a lot, or like just I love going on tour because I love looking out the window. No, but I really do. I really thought like some of my favorite parts were just like seeing like the countrysides or like the mountains or like, you know, all the different places, because we went like in like a giant circle around Europe, so we saw a lot of different things, and that was nice. Because like even like the trees they just like look a little bit different. Like the grass has like a different like curve to it or something, and it's cool. Just like, I don't know, it was just nice noticing like these like subtleties. Yeah.
And another thing I was kind of curious about, because like I think the vision and like the sound overall of the band like since the beginning has kind of been like the same to an extent. Like I think like, I don't know, like the aesthetic and I don't know, just the way things are formed, like you've kind of, I don't know, it's been similar throughout, but like how would you say like the band has kind of progressed since the first tape and where it is now on the LP? Because I know you guys do play like faster than
oh my God.
Well, you did, like even like the old songs you play faster now.
Yeah, we practiced last night, and like we were playing like all the songs so fast, and I was like seeing and like realizing how fast we were going. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. Because I listened to like our demo recently, and it was so slow, and I was like, I can't believe this. Like this is awful. I'm just like not used to this anymore. It would like took me by surprise because we play everything so fast.
Like it almost had like a more post-punk sound back then, because the songs were like 2 or 3 minutes, and now they're like a minute.
Yeah, I know. How have we progressed? I don't know. It's hard to say.
Has your songwriting, do you think, changed that much, like lyrically and?
I guess it has, but I don't really know. It's hard to say because like we went from being like a band that practiced really consistently and like played shows pretty consistently, and then like this past like like it's 8 months, 6 months. Like, I haven't been in Kansas City that much, and like Gabe has a new band, and like Ian does, and like we're all like as individuals really busy and have a lot of projects. So I think like this past like half year has been different for us just because we've just had like other things going on. Like I was like helping my family in Oklahoma, and like we like the new Warm Body songs were written like while I was gone, which in the past we've like written all the songs together. Like I didn't like write them, but like I would be present at practice, so like I was like there when they were being formulated. So I think that helped me think of lyrics differently. But like this time, like they were just sent to me, so I had to like let's like hear them in like a kind of removed context, which is different, but was fine. I like the new songs, but so like now it's just kind of like a long distance band, which kind of sucks because I love going to practice all the time and like, you know, being there when we're writing stuff, but whatever. That's just like the way it is because I don't want to live here, so I'm not.
But do you see the band continuing on like pretty long after this? Yeah. I hope we like write new stuff soon. I think we will. I plan on us doing it even if it doesn't get done. I'm like foresee it in my mind. And like I want to like keep touring. I think we are going on a short tour in September. Maybe like play shows between St. Louis and Kansas City, or here or there, or whatever. And do you think you want to jump straight to like another LP, or do you want to pull back? I don't care. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. No, really. Yeah, and I meant to ask you. I don't really have a preference. No, yeah, and kind of with your theme of like not really caring about like outside approval, I was curious, like have you read the Pitchfork review? And what was your take on that? Well, I think there were like the LP one. Oh, the one that was like all about us. Yeah, I thought it was weird. I don't know. It made me feel really weird because he like talked about me a lot. If that one, yeah. And I was like, this isn't like really like how it is. Kind of like made some assumptions that. That it was just like, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It was just like I was like, this isn't really like how it is for us, and like I don't think you should focus on me. I think they're like all of us like are equal parts of the band, and that's why it's good and we like it. And I just wish it hadn't been written. So, because I was like, I'm not gonna read that again or like show anyone that. Yeah. But one more thing I think I wanted to ask you about was Miss Lady, which is your solo thing right now. Yes. And but yeah, how long ago did you kind of start to put together like the first pieces of that? Miss Lady. Well, okay. The Miss Lady solo stuff I put together like in last October. Because I booked this show for my friend Brendan, under Brendan Wells Plant Music. Yeah. And for that show, I was like, all right, I'm going to do my solo thing, which was a thing that didn't exist. And I didn't really know what I was going to do because I don't, like, know how to play any instruments. And then, like, so I, like, booked this show. Like, I found out about it and then, like, got the date. And I was like, okay, I have until this time to, like, make my project. So that's when like the solo Miss Lady stuff started, and like I just like I knew how to use a 4-track, so I figured out how to make music.
And then that's what that
you're
is.
playing keys on that stuff, or
It's everything. I did everything. But yeah, it's like keyboard and like there's like it just depends because I don't know. I don't know how to use. I have like some like keyboard, like 2 keyboards. I use this website called onlinesequencer.net. So it's like this like sequencer website, and you just like click a box and it makes a noise. So I made some songs on that, and then like added like other tracks, like a bass, and I don't know, I think there's like cowbell in the song. I don't even know what I did. I was just doing whatever like sounded good. But yeah, I have a tape if you want it. Not with me, but I don't know if you have it.
I think I have one.
Okay,
yeah.
Never mind. I meant to bring one for you because I thought you might want it. But yeah, that's just like my attempt at making music.
No, but you had used the moniker Miss Lady when you did that kind of like sound collage tape with Ian and like that you guys both sang on.
That was the first Miss Lady appearance, and that was like
2016 maybe.
Yeah, I guess. And that was, what did we do? We were like singing karaoke songs we found on YouTube. Like we sang a Ramon song, and like he wrote some songs, and then like I guess like I had like some ideas, and Ian's like a really good engineer, so like it was like fun to collaborate with him and be like, we should make a song that sounds like this, or like I want to like use these references and like mash these up and like make a song. Like the B-side of that Warm Bodies tape, we made My Burning Love or Burning Orange. The B-side is like a sound collage that me and Ian made together. So like that was like the start of like that project. That was like the precursor, and then we like did another one, which was Natural Man and Miss Lady. And like we both, since like he uses the Natural Man moniker for his new band, and then I do solo stuff with Miss Lady.
And like I think there's a track called like the Jumbo Mix on the LP. Jumbo Mix. Yeah, is that the same kind of process? Because like it's all kind of weird electronic stuff.
Wait, on what? On the
LP.
The Stinky. That's Stinky. Me and Ian made that together, and like I had gotten all these toys from US Toy, like a clapper and like a whistle and like something else, and like that stuff's in it. In that song, we just like sat up there and like recorded a bunch of stuff onto a microphone. But yeah, that's like a good example like of like a Natural Man and Miss Lady collaboration. Now from like 2018 or whatever, 17.
Yeah. And I've seen you perform as Miss Lady maybe like 2 or 3 times at this point. And I really just love the fact that like all of the weird pauses and like even just like some of the lyrics just kind of make people like kind of look at you funny, or kind of like secondhand awkward. Is that like a goal of yours at any point, or is that like a side effect, do you think?
I don't know if it's a goal, but it's not like I don't know how I would play the music live. So I just play it off my iPhone, and I don't know, maybe I want to like give a good performance, even if it's like uncomfortable or weird. So like if I'm just standing there, I don't know how engaging that is. So like maybe like the performance aspect is like making up for like lack of like a live band, or like because the music isn't that good. Like maybe have to like give them something else. I don't know.
And seeing that happen before the infamous Q set, Everything's Not Okay, was definitely exciting.
Yeah, that was funny. It was like really funny to me to like perform to all those people and like take up a lot of their time, because that was like a really long set.
I guess it was nice because the Q set was only 3 minutes, and I guess
the Q set was really short.
Made driving out there with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. That was really weird, but cool.
Yeah. No, but I also meant to ask earlier, like, were you involved in like the OKC punk scene at all before you moved?
Yeah. I went to shows there when I was in high school and stuff. Yeah, I mean, that was so long ago, like that, like, I was just in high school. I think I went to my first show in 2006 or 7. But I have lots of like awesome friends that have remained like in the punk scene throughout the years. So it's cool to have like being into the punk community is like really cool because you have all these friends in different cities, but like it's like Oklahoma City is like extra special because like some of my friends like I've known like since I was in high school, like my friend Taylor McKenzie like pretty much like got me into punk. Like he took me to my first punk show, and in like 2006 or 2007, and like that was my first DIY show, and it was really eye opening and weird and crazy and like kind of scary. So yeah. I don't know how like involved I was, but like I grew up going to shows and stuff in high school.
So you knew like a lot of the Cherry Death folks and Ross.
Yeah,
and everyone.
Yeah, I've known Ross since I was like 16, and Tim and a lot of those people. I went to high school with the La Victoires, Becky and Nora, who like help run Everything Is Not Okay, and they're like very involved in the punk scene now, and they're both really cool. And Taylor, and a bunch of other people. So there's everyone in Oklahoma City is awesome. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I had wanted to mention also that like I don't know, I think like seeing Warm Bodies play at Everything's Not Okay this year in particular, and also at This Is Austin the year before. I really like maybe even more so than like a lot of other performances. I enjoyed those mostly just because like I think like getting to see you guys like on like a full size stage and with like 200 people watching, like that, like for me, I'm like, oh man, they deserve this at every show. This is awesome. People are going crazy. No, but yeah, are the fest shows like really fun for you most of the time?
Sometimes I didn't have fun at This Is Austin during our set. I was like, damn, this sucks. Like every time we go to like we've been to Austin twice, but I just felt like nobody cared when we played, which is fine. They don't have to care, but I just like I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was having fun or like anyone else was. I just saw all these like people in a dark bar, and I was like, this stage is too big. But Everything Is Okay was really fun this year. I had a good time. I like playing some fests. I like playing Dumb Fest. We played that the last 2 years in a row, and I think I don't really like going to fests very much, but if I had to pick one, I'd go to that one because Springfield, Missouri is awesome, and the people that do the fest are really cool and welcoming.
Wait, is it Illinois though, or is it?
Yeah. Okay. Did I say Illinois?
You said Missouri.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oops.
But no, yeah, and okay. Sorry, one more thing. I was like, I don't know. I think like since your personality, I think it travels through like all of your art in like different medium in like a really like specific way, I think, and I've always kind of enjoyed seeing that, and like I don't know, I guess Thank you. Kind of and like I think it culminates really well in like the Miss Lady character, and I've always been like since I like saw you perform that the first time, I'm like, this would be like a great short film, so maybe this is just me like putting that thought out there. Like I don't know, I feel like that's like a really like funny and like well developed character for like
Thanks.
Being, like just doing it at punk shows and stuff.
Thanks. I like it. I'm playing a show I think next week on June 6th. I think that's next week. Yeah, it's fun. It's challenging though, cause like I don't know what to do. I feel like I don't know what to. I'm still like figuring it out. So it's like every time I do it, I think it's different, which I think is cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's most of what I wanted to get to. So people can make sure to follow at Shuttlecock Mag on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. There's the web store, that's shuttlecockmag.bigcartel.com. There's t-shirts, photo zines, and buttons. And check the Facebook page for the shows we're hosting coming up. Trying to think if there's anything else. Where can people find you and your music and everything online?
They can find it oliviagibb.com, and they can search my name on Instagram if they want to like hang out or something.
Oh, yeah, and you've got the web store on the website.
Yeah.
And like I think a link to like look at your past work and stuff on your other blog, I think.
Yeah, it's oliviagibb.com. I just like switched a bunch of stuff around. Oliviagibb.com takes you to my web store, and then there's a link to like my old art website, or like my website that used to be oliviagibb.com, and then my Instagram is black_candy with a K, and I don't have Facebook or anything, so Instagram is like good if you want to like see like more of my work, I guess.
Oh, and the Warm Bodies Bandcamp is like warmbodies100.bandcamp.com.
I think so.
And the LP is on the German labels Bandcamp. I don't know how to pronounce the name.
I don't know.
If you search for it, it's out there.
Don't buy it from them. Just buy it from us.
No, yeah, and the release show is on Sunday the 29th at Snake Tank.
Yes.
So people can hit us up if they need the link or like the address for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I appreciate you being on the show today.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Oh yeah.
Bye.